Hello folks on YouTube land. Okay, so for today's video I'm going to have a go at getting rid of some oil canning on the door. I want to try a technique I've never tried before. You see me using the new spot welder gadget I've got, but I've also got the oxy propane kit, which is on sort of long-term loan to me, so I thought I'd give that a crack. Now I've seen a few videos where guys have done this, and you know from previous, this door was pretty bad shape, so I'm still of the mindset if I completely mess this up, it's no biggie, but it's worth a go because you can't leave that like that. So have a crack at it and see how it goes and see what we can learn about it together. Right, hopefully this camera angle is going to work. So from what I've looked at on YouTube, the wonderful place that it is the reason why we've got the oil canning here is because there's too much metal. Now you can see on it there is a few little bumps and lumps here, so this has had some sort of work done to it, and what that is likely done is stretch the metal out. So apparently the idea, you grab your thumb and try and work out where the center of it is. So if we get our Sharpie, work our way out. Right, so that's a nice solid there, doink in there, about there is solid, so centre there is about there, and the same coming up. Oh, look at that, there's even coil canning on the swage. So we're looking about there is centre. So I've got my torch, I've got a bucket of water, I've got a dolly, and I've got a hammer, and I've cleaned up the faces of them so they're nice and smooth, ready to go. So the idea is to warm that up in the centre there. Just double check I can get behind it. Oh, it's going to be tight. Just got to do this quite quickly. How can I do this now? Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. How am I going to do that? There we are. So the idea is to be able to get behind, warm it up so it's glowing. What that does will make a little pile as it expands up, get a little mount in there, flatten it off, then cool it down. Okay, let's go for it. What's the worst that can happen? And the idea is to keep the torch lit, just have the bucket there to hold it onto. Well, that's already made a huge difference, but I've got a little bump there now. We can squish that down a bit better. Okay, right, let's see if I can do a better job of getting that flatter. I'm struggling to get the dolly up behind this problem. Now I've got wet hands. Okay, made the back of my hand a bit of a funny shape. Look at that, that's already, there's a bit below there, but that's already made a huge difference. I think we'll work our way out from it a little bit. Make a slightly smaller flame. You need the dolly behind as it happens. That's how she caved it in, didn't work. That's actually gone in on that one rather than blinking out. Oh, it's definitely stiffening it up, that's for sure. It hasn't got the real easy bounce on it. Let's get a straight edge on it. We've got a bit of a bump still going on there. Let's knock all that down. Hammer. Probably best not to use a nylon microfiber as well. It's getting stuck in the hot. Oh, that's a lot better. A little bit there, I think. Ooh. Oh dear, are you running out of oxygen? I think you might be running out of oxygen. Bother. You appear to be out of oxygen. Bother. Okay. Well, I think I've done what I wanted to do, which is stiffen that door up. And it's definitely done that. That's about the same now as it is over there. Because that was bouncing backwards and forwards, oil canning horribly before. Okay, now it looks terrible. And if I get a straight edge on it, there is got a couple of small low spots there where that one's gone in. But I can live with that because I intend to skim the whole thing with filler anyway. Very, very slight, thin skim of filler, because that gives you a better finish over the whole thing. Some like it, some don't like it, but that's the way I'm going to go. Right, now then, that didn't take as long and wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I'm quite pleased with the results of that. That has definitely stiffened that up much better than I expected, and it's worked better than the spot welder shrinker, to be fair. So definitely worth a crack. Now, I am wondering, instead of using oxygen, I can use compressed air. I might have a play with that, but not today. Okay, so I'm going to finish off, try and get a dolly in behind here and tidy these up just a bit more, and then we'll have a chat about the results. Lovely. Okay, I am very happy with the results of that. That is so much better than it was. You can always expect a little bit of push on the panel because it's it's a thin panel at the end of the day, but it's not doinking in and out like it was. So we can work with that. Obviously needs a bit of fillers across there. That's still a little bit proud there. This is all nice underneath here, so I'll probably just need to bump that back a bit before I get too carried away. But I'll probably put a straight edge across there first, because if that's slightly down from over there, there's going to be a little bit of filler in there anyway, because there's a little bit of a crease there. I think we're looking good. Maybe I could get my spot machine on that to pull that out just a bit better than it is. But the purpose of this video is to try this oil canning exercise, and it has worked a treat. So happy with that. Okay, I've been looking for an opportunity to try this out, and I think this little crease across here is going to be perfect for that. So let's crack this thing open and have a go at that. Right, let's see if I can remember how to use it. So the first thing we've got to do is get our earth sorted. That's a boy. Let's go that way. Nope. Lovely. Right, earth is on. Right, let's get my spanner for that so I can put it on properly. Try it again. One more, you can see it pulling on it. Come in. Right, how we've got the tension on it. Oh. Huh, lovely. Try a couple of extras in between. Tricky trying to keep them in a straight line. Oop. Turn this up a touch, I think. Made all of my thumb. That happened. Okay, again, tension on. Yeah, that's a good treat. Right, a little toy I've got myself is a little pin nylon thing, so you can aim at these directly. Okay, I'm quite pleased with that. That's got rid of the worst of that dink in there. I'm not worried about getting it super perfect, just to get it close so the skimmer filler is tiny. I need to continue to work on that little bump there to get that back a bit. But on the whole, that's a million times better than it was. So happy days. Door done. Happy with that. Obviously the whole door's not done, but that little piece there, which was oil canning, that's all gone. My gadget user for on my puller, that's worked a treat. So happy I put a bit of effort into that. Wasn't much. It's just a bit of bar across the top there, and these pieces I already had. So from a different gadget. So that's worked a treat, because that keeps the tension on there while you tap around it, and that helps pull the dent out. As I was doing it, you could actually see before they pinged off the dent pulling out as you're tapping around it. So brilliant, happy with that. So I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly learned something from this, that heat shrinking isn't as difficult as it looks, if I'm honest. I have tried this before, and I have seen on YouTube, people using blow torches to do this. I've never been able to get it to work with a blowtorch, and now I know why. The reason is you need to pinpoint flame to get just a little tiny dot red hot, and as you see that as it goes red hot, you see the metal actually bunch up like that. And as you hammer it back in on itself. When you cool it, then suddenly the whole panel just shrinks back, so you get rid of that stretch that was in the panel from previous working, and that's worked an absolute treat. I'm not going to touch it now because the paint's still a bit wet, because I've just chucked a bit of well through primer on there to keep the rust at bay while I continue working on the next step. Now the next step is to fit the wing and the door this side. Exactly the same process as what I did on the other side, so I won't be putting a video together for that because there's not much point. And then we'll see where we go. I'm not sure where I'm going next, to be honest, because we're getting perilously close to actually doing fettling with final bodywork. So I think the next step will be getting the insides all finished and done and painted, and then we can start working our way to the outside with paint and filler and that. It's the wrong time of year, that's a problem. It's never a good time to, because it's not so bad now, but early on you see breath pouring out of me, so the air is damp. Everything you touch in the garage is covered in condensation, it is damp. So if we were to do filler work in this time of year with this weather, it would have micro blistering. I don't know if you can see it. We may have noticed on the car itself, it's got a little micro blistering over it for that very reason. So we can only do what we can do, but we'll certainly crack on with what we got. Well, thanks again for watching. Really do appreciate everybody who subscribes and watches and comments. It's a real good push on and help for the channel.